Hello, I'm Bella. I'm a station manager here at WPTS Radio.
I'm Andy.
My name is Drew, and this is What's in Our Stacks.
What's in our stacks?
And this is What's in Our Stacks.
So the first album I have is Her Wallpaper Reverie by The Apples in Stereo. I got really into this album last summer. And it's just it's really cool. I think they're part of the Elephant Six collective, which is also really cool. But one of my favorite tracks is Questions and Answers. It's just so layered and I don't know, there's just such a fullness to every track on this album, and I just can't get enough of it.
So my first album I've got here is Spiderland by Slint. For a while, I did consider this to be my favorite album of all time. It's definitely still in the top 5. It's only 6 tracks, and I do have to give you a disclaimer that it says on the CD, which is this recording was meant to be listened to on vinyl. It was meant to be listened to on vinyl. The instrumentation on here is really cool. I mean, Slint is just a very, very cool band. They only released 2 albums. I guess I would describe them as noise rock. Out of these tracks, it's really, really hard to pick. I will say if you want something slower, I would recommend Washer. And if you want something with, I don't know, a little bit more of an edge to it, Good Morning, Captain. Those are probably my 2 favorite songs off of there.
This record is called The Taller You Are, The Shorter You Get by the band My Dad Is Dead, although it's not really a band, it's a solo project by Mark Edwards. Yeah, everything on here is very lo-fi. A lot of the production was just him, of course, and a drum machine and guitar and a bass. And I think that makes it feel really personal, especially dealing with the more personal and introspective lyrics on this album that are just kind of very depressing, but I enjoy that.
The next album I have is Refried Ectoplasm Switched On Volume 2 by Stereolab. And I love Stereolab. I've listened to pretty much almost everything they have. They have a lot, but what kind of attracted me to this in particular in our stacks was all the writing on it. It says Stereolab equals heaven on the back here, and then there's all this sort of writing on the inside. I don't know, I just think that's cool about finding stuff in stacks. But even though I'm I don't listen to their earlier work nearly as much as some of their later work, definitely re-listening to this just on my CD player made me really appreciate this album a little bit more. One of my favorite tracks was Mountain, and everything again on this album is super full, super buzzy, as is most of their earlier stuff. But yeah, I really like this one.
My next album is a record. This is Tim by The Replacements. This is my favorite album of theirs. Once again, one of my favorite albums ever. Just hit after hit after hit on this one. I think there's only 2 songs that I really don't like as much on this, which would be Lay It Down Clown and let's see, what's the other one? Dose of Thunder, but they're still both totally fine songs. I think that Paul Westerberg is really at his songwriting peak here. Here Comes a Regular, which is the last song on it. It makes me cry every time.
Am I the only one who feels the shame?
And Bastards of Young is probably my favorite track off of this.
Willingness to claim us. You got no war to name us.
really like swingin' party too if you want something like slow. It's really cool. So yeah, really enjoy this one. Highly recommend it.
This next one is Hum, Downward is Heavenward.
She said I made some new connections to astound them all in ways we never dreamed about.
I initially got into them through, I prefer If You're an Astronaut, or it's the green one with the zebra on it, but I decided to like give one of their other albums a shot here since I saw it in Stax, and this, it might honestly beat that first album for me. Like one of my favorite tracks is If You're to Bloom. The Scientist is really good. They're just like, they have a lot of movement in their sound. I just think it's really cool. So, yeah.
This is Teens of Denial by Car Seat Headrest.
I didn't want you to hear that shake in my voice. My pain is my own. And when the cops shut me down,
And one of my favorite albums of high school. This album, I listened to it like almost every day on the bus coming home. It's awesome. Whoever reviewed this said they recommended you like Microphones, Pavement, Built to Spill, Modest Mouse, Dinosaur Jr., which that just might be my like top 5 band list. So this album is made for me. Put me onto a lot of great music. And if you've somehow never heard it, you should definitely check it out.
Alright, next one here is I have a signed copy of Cloud Nothings, Here and Nowhere Else. This is my favorite album by Cloud Nothings. I'm traveling to see them perform it in full because I love it so much. Cloud Nothings is kind of an interesting band because they're very much focused on like overall how the music is sonically and not so much the lyrics. But this album is like the exception to that rule. I think that Dylan Baldy's songwriting is like really, really good here. I'm Not Part of Me is the last song. It's like a perfect song. They play it every single show they do.
I focus on what I can do myself. I'm not telling you all I'm going through. I'm not telling you all I'm going through. Not telling you all I'm going through.
So it's very cool. There's also a lot of like longer songs on here. Pattern Walks is the big one. It's like 7.5 minutes or something like that. But there's some good like 5-minute songs on here as well that are like really high energy, really, really good.
Alright, and then this last one is Someone Still Loves You, Boris Yeltsin by, or wait, no, that's the band name. This is Bloom by Someone Still Loves You, Boris Yeltsin. And I remember I saw like poster here that they played at like Pitt at one point, I think in the early 2000s. So that's kind of how I got into them initially, just by kind of wanting to check out that bill. But I love this album. Like, it's just like unapologetically like soft, sort of like indie pop of the age. And they didn't expect this to like get as big as it did, which gives it this sort of like authenticity that I love. But one of my favorite tracks is House Fire, Gwyneth, just all the good stuff. Yeah, that's it.
And then my last one is Liz Phair, Exile in Guyville. This is actually a CD that I bought because the original Station CD got stolen because the album is just that good. This has been called like the soundtrack to third wave feminism. I think that in some ways that is very accurate. There's a lot of really great songs on there. The opening track, 6'1", Help Me Marry, Never Said, Divorce Song. So many good things on here. And also like really inspired a lot of music that came after it in a way that I don't know if I could necessarily say for some of these other albums. So yeah, highly recommend it. Liz Phair has some other really great stuff too, but I think that this is like kind of her music in like its most purest form. So yeah.